Are you having skin issues, dry scalp, oily scalp, or dry brittle hair? The cause of these things could be something that you're doing that you don't even realize. Let's look at some reasons that this could be happening and what you can do today to fix the problem. I love when students first start the course and we do hair and scalp analysis on each other. I get to show them the things that will change how they treat their own hair and scalp and how they're going to help clients in the future. Keep in mind that as hairstylists, we do not diagnose, but instead we help create an environment on the hair and scalp that promotes healthy hair growth. When you're trying to get to the root cause of certain hair and scalp issues, we need to ask some questions. Do you go to bed with your hair wet? Think for a moment if you leave wet laundry in the hamper for a few days. What happens? Well, it gets smelly, musty, and it can even start to create mildew. By going to bed with wet hair, you are creating a damp environment for bacteria to grow. This bacteria can cause skin issues. The scalp is skin, so it causes issues for this too. Maybe your scalp has an unpleasant smell, or is flaking or super oily. All of these things can be caused from going to bed with your hair wet. So I would encourage you to make sure that your hair is dry before bed, or at least mostly dry. If you're not going to dry it completely, then at least change your pillowcase to prevent the growth of bacteria that can have negative side effects on your scalp. Wet hair is in a very fragile state, so going to bed with wet hair also runs the risk of breakage. The tossing and turning can rough up the hair, and you may be unknowingly creating damage to the hair. If you can't get it entirely dry, put it in a braid to prevent it from being tossed to and fro through the night. This will also make for a nice wavy style in the morning. Just remember, change your pillowcase. Question number 2, how do you wash your hair? This one's interesting because so many people really don't know how to properly wash their hair and scalp. A lot of times people just suds up the hair, rinse and go, and then wonder why their hair is greasy and flaky. The hair needs to be washed, but the focus of the scrubbing should be at the scalp. Really manipulating the scalp with lots of friction to cleanse the scalp well. But here's the kicker, you need to shampoo twice. If you wear makeup, you probably wash your face twice or use a makeup wipe and then a cleanser. It's going to be the exact same with your hair and scalp. The first shampoo is going to remove hair product and dirt from the environment, while the second shampoo actually cleans the scalp and hair. Shampooing only once won't actually clean the scalp properly. I've seen major improvements in people's scalp and hair once they start washing their hair properly. The second part of this question though is, how do you rinse your hair? If you're not getting all the shampoo out, it can actually leave a film that once it dries can cause flaking on the scalp. The hair can look dull and feel weighted down because of the residue that's left behind. Ensure that you're taking the time to rinse the hair thoroughly. Lift the hair to allow the water to reach the scalp. When you think you've rinsed it well enough, rinse it for a few more seconds just to be sure. And then there's a third part to this question, and that's how often do you wash your hair? There's not really a one-size-fits-all answer to this question. If you have an oily scalp, then you're likely going to need to wash your hair more often. If your scalp is dry, you can go a little longer between washes. If you work out regularly, you're going to need to shampoo more as well. So when you're asked, should I wash my hair every day? The answer is going to be different for everyone. The third question is, what products do you use on your hair? This is going to apply to both shampoos and conditioners as well as styling products. Shampoos that contain sulfates could be causing issues as they are known to strip the scalp's natural oils. Using these on a regular basis can cause the scalp to become dry and even irritated. Conditioners with silicone can make the hair look great at first, but over time can build up on the hair, making the hair weighed down, dull, and they can even create a white flaky coating on the hair that will need to be stripped away with a clarifying treatment. Many mousses and hairsprays contain alcohol. If you've used a lot of hand sanitizer, it's mainly alcohol, then you know how it dries out your skin. The same can happen to your hair and scalp using these products regularly with high concentrations of alcohol. So check out the ingredients on your products to make sure your hair and scalp is not being adversely affected. The fourth question is, how do you style your hair? If you're putting heat on the hair every day, you may need to make some minor adjustments. Make sure the heat is at a temperature recommended for your hair type. There is a guide in the My Lady textbook that reviews the different temperatures for different hair types. This is a guide. Other factors can come into play, such as is the hair chemically treated or mechanically damaged, because these would actually cause those temperatures to be lower. The basic rule of thumb is coarse hair requires more heat than fine hair. I like to keep it low as heat can cause damage. If the hair is very dry from too much heat, reparative treatments may be necessary, as well as experimenting with styles that don't require heat every day. You also need to ensure that the hair is 100% dry before using a flat iron or a curling iron. If not, the hair becomes extremely damaged. It can result in super frizzy hair that feels like hay, or it could just simply break off. If you're applying heat protectant to the hair after the blow dry in preparation for a hot tool, ensure the product has fully dried on the hair as well. Any amount of moisture on the hair will cause the hair to sizzle when heat is applied. If you're doing tight ponytails a lot, this can also cause a problem. If you have breakage that appears to be all the way around your head, it's probably happening where the elastic is making contact with the hair. Treatments are again an option to repair damage, and using elastics that don't put as much tension on the hair, like accordion elastics or scrunchies. You may even need to add some layers to the hair to blend in the broken pieces if it's really noticeable. If any of these issues are happening with you, try to make these simple changes starting today and see how your hair, scalp, and skin can transform. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, have a great hair day.